Hey guys, welcome to today's writing lesson. So, for our learning target today, your goal is to collect ideas for writing fictional stories based on your real life. So based on experiences that you have on a daily basis. It could be something in school. It could be something that maybe you guys get to see today. We'll see. In order to do this, in order to understand how to become a great author even, you need to use your imagination. So writers, they use their imagination. They have to. Unless it's a real, true story, unless it's nonfiction, they have to use their imagination, okay? So I want you to think about our book, The Tale of Despereaux. Do you think that author used her imagination to create that story? Hopefully you're saying yes, I think so. Okay? Because I can tell you for a fact that Despereaux is a fictional story and that she had to come up with the idea somewhere. And I bet you if we were able to talk to her, she might even tell you that she came up with that story based on her real life. And you're probably like, huh, Miss Reinheimer, have you lost your mind? No, I haven't lost my mind, not yet. The reason I say she probably based it on something that happened in real life is because it probably inspired her. She saw a mouse on the floor and it was just really tiny and just kind of weird looking. And maybe that inspired the way that Despereaux looks in our story. And she created this whole story about this little mouse that she did really see in real life, but nothing in the story actually happened to him. Or maybe she was reading books of fairy tales and she was like, I wonder what would happen if we make the main character really weird and just different from everybody else. I wonder if we made him a mouse, okay? Maybe she did that, but she probably got inspired from something in real life, okay? So, real writers, good writers, you guys, you're going to use your imagination and you're going to use real life to help you create good stories, okay? So in order to get you guys ready and inspired, I'm going to share my screen with you and I want to show you something, okay? This is my Google Doc. This is not what I want. Hold on just a second. Here it is. So this is our virtual walk, okay? Now, it's of a park. I want you to just look around and notice things. And you can even write a list of things you notice, okay? I've turned off the audio, but I'm noticing these nice benches. There looks like there's some sort of statue over here. It's kind of interesting. Actually, I'm gonna go back. That kind of reminds me of a pirate ship. That might be a good idea for a story. So if I'm already thinking that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the video, right? And then I'm gonna get onto my writer's journal into Google Docs, maybe if the screen share would allow me, okay? I'm gonna get into my writer's journal. So I'm gonna go to, actually here it is. My writer's journal, I'm searching for it. Oh, Miss R's writer's journal, perfect, clicked on it. Now I'm in. You guys, again, are using the same writer's journal every single day, and you're also dating it every single day. So I'm gonna hit return, so that way I have some space. I hit it twice, and I'm gonna type in the day, and then I'm gonna type in ideas real quick. I'm gonna type in actually, oh what guys? I forgot, and you probably did too, but up here, I have a list of ideas. So I'm gonna write it up here, pirate ship, okay? Now I'm ready to continue with my virtual walk. I'm gonna keep watching and seeing what else I can find. So I'm noticing a bunch of trees. I'm noticing some school stuff. Like it almost looks like a school is set up out here for like maybe lunch or something. There's a trash can. There's some cool looking trees over here. I'm just looking at everything I can possibly imagine to look at. Oh, I'm gonna scroll back. I saw something, okay? And I want you guys to take notice of it. You'll see that there's this kind of like spider web looking thing right here. So maybe that might inspire me to write a story about a spider. I'm also noticing that there's berries right here. Maybe I could write a story with berries in it. I'm noticing all the pretty leaves and the trees. I could write a story about trees. This almost reminds me right there of a train track. Okay. Oh, and we're getting down, and this right here is really pretty. So I'm just gonna look at the scenery and I'm gonna see, like, what does this maybe inspire me to write? Now, I'm gonna pause this in a minute and I'm gonna stop us. So I want you taking everything in. And now we're at a road. I could write a story about a trip even. So I'm going to stop with my little virtual walk, okay? I have some ideas that I'm gonna write in. Road trip. That was one that I was inspired by because of the road that I saw. Story about trees, okay? So these are some of my ideas. My ideas that I came up with today are 7, 8, and 9, pirate ship, road trip, and story about trees maybe. There was even something that reminded me of train tracks, so maybe I could write something about that, okay? But now I have all these possible ideas. And maybe you're like, well, Miss Reinheimer, but I don't. I don't have any idea of what I could write about. I want you to think about something that happened to you this morning, something as simple as brushing your teeth, okay? What ideas can you get based off of that? So I want you to spend about 10 minutes thinking about our virtual walk or just things that happen in your day that maybe could inspire a fictional story, okay? Now I use that word fictional because it's in our learning target, and fiction means fake. Hopefully you said that. Fiction means falso, okay? So because we know that fiction means fake, I need to create a fake story based on something I saw. So I saw that statue that looks like a pirate ship, and I kind of thought that that was really cool. So maybe I'm gonna write a fake story about pirates, right? A fictional story. I also saw the trees, and the trees were real, but maybe I'll create a story about them. I think for today's lesson, I'm gonna create a story about the trees, okay? Don't move over. Again, I'm not worrying too much about punctuation. I'm just gonna start writing. Move over, said the big oak tree. You move, said the big maple. You can already tell I forgot about punctuation. That's okay for right now. I'm just getting started. Move. The forest was filled with many trees. Too many trees. So many trees. They were pushing up against Again, I'm gonna pause right here. So what I did is I took what we saw on our virtual, like field trip, whatever you wanna call it, our virtual walk, and I collected ideas. I added my ideas to the top of my page right here, okay? I added them, that was 7, 8, and 9. I added my ideas, and then I picked one, and I'm just starting to write the beginning of the story, okay? I'm gonna write for 15 minutes, okay? I want you to do the same. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not actually gonna write for 15 minutes, but I do want you to try to write for 15 minutes based on one of those ideas that you had. And if you didn't get any ideas from our virtual walk, get an idea from everyday life. Remember, it needs to be fictional, okay? Because my learning target was I can collect ideas collect ideas for writing fictional stories, so that means fake stories, based on real life. And I did that by using my imagination and getting inspiration from things that I actually saw, okay? So I'm going to take the rest of my 15 minutes and I'm going to continue my story. And I want you now to go ahead, write down any ideas that you got from our virtual walk on your ideas list, or any ideas you got from maybe even just waking up this morning, and create a fictional, which means fake story based on what you saw in your real life. And remember, use your imagination.